In my group chat the other day, one of my mom friends said something like, I have just such a little tolerance for my husband when he is sick because it's like he can't do anything. And yet when I'm sick, I still have to do everything. And I find that so interesting because right now everyone is sick. I swear everybody is sick around us. And a school near us had to close down because so many children had the neurovirus. Like it is crazy right now. And I have multiple friends who are expecting. And what's so interesting is several of them have been sick. When you're pregnant, you already feel sick. You don't feel good, right? There's this like baseline that you're not feeling your best because you are creating life. And then you get sick on top of it, and it just is the worst. It is not fun. And separately, these two people who don't know each other, both of them are pregnant at the same time, both of them happen to be sick. They both texted separate group chats and said, the way that my husband is acting like he is on death's doorstep, and yet I'm over here taking care of a toddler, fully sick, working full time, and pregnant. Like, these women were so frustrated with their partners because their partners were laid up, not cooking dinner, not helping around the house because they were sick, and yet they were pregnant, taking care of kids, and doing all the things. And it's so interesting because I feel like there's this narrative that women just have no tolerance for their husband when they're sick, or they get annoyed with their husband when they're sick. I remember once my husband said, it's like you're mad at me because I'm sick. I can't help being sick. But it's really not that. For a lot of women, what they're feeling is they're feeling frustrated that when they're sick, they don't get to rest, right? These women are sick, but they can't rest. They're taking care of their toddler and they're working and they're doing all these things. Chances are they're not taking sick days because they have to save those for their maternity leave. And so, they're in this position where they don't get the same rest and relaxation that their partner gets. And so they're not annoyed that their partner is sick. They're annoyed that their partner feels entitled to rest and has access to rest, whereas they don't. And I think it's so interesting because, especially around the holidays, there's just so much to do and you just power through it. And I think a lot of women get annoyed by this man cold, not because their partner's sick, but because it really highlights the inequities that exist and the fact that she doesn't get to rest. She is the default parent. And so it's really not about that. And so if you're a partner, a man who is sick, and your partner is also sick, ask yourself, is she getting a chance to rest? Is she getting a chance to feel better? Am I taking on a fair share of the work here? Or am I leaving it all to her, even though she's sick too?